Hi everyone, how are you? It's Ebeth Johnson here, mindful eating coach, well life mentor for women and a few good men who are ready to tap into the incredible healing power of delicious whole foods, mindset mastery, empowered exercise, and just living their best life. That's why I'm here. So it's so great to be here with you. This is day 3 of my 5-day complimentary series on how to get through the holidays with more ease and more grace and less guilt, not even less, hopefully no guilt, and little to no weight gain. That's the goal. So the last couple of days we've deepened into 2 of my quick tips. The first one was set your intentions for the holidays, really to be clear about what you want to achieve, who you want to be, who you want to become during the holiday season, and also what you're not willing to do, maybe that you used to do. The second tip from yesterday was about choosing your holiday parties wisely. And that means remembering that you have control over your calendar and your schedule. You don't have to go to every holiday party you're invited to, and really you should just go to the ones that are really going to nourish and nurture your soul, your spirit, your relationships, and the other ones just send a thank you note. And I ended yesterday's training saying that today we were going to deepen into what do you do at the parties that you actually do attend? How do you enjoy all of that beautiful, decadent, delicious food, all those signature drinks, all of that champagne, without feeling guilty and without gaining weight? So I have a 4-step strategy for you to do that, and I'm going to share that with you today quickly, and then I will ask you at the end to share in the comments below which of the 4 steps really resonates with you, feels like a really good practice, which feels a little bit more difficult, and even if you have another idea that you'd like to add to my 4 steps, I'd love to hear that too. So welcome everybody again. For those of you watching the replay, also feel free to comment below. I will check the comments throughout the day and the week, so comment anytime. So step number 1 in the 4 steps to having less guilt, less weight gain, and lots of ease and grace during the holiday season is to number 1, and I said this on day 1, is to set a clear intention. Now those of you who work with me or who follow me here on Facebook or on other platforms or see me speak, you know that setting an intention is always the first step. Having a clear intention, having a clear goal. Many of us go to holiday parties without any intention or plan, or we have a plan but we aren't really aware of it. So for example, you might say to a friend of yours, oh, I'm going to this party and I can't wait because they're going to have all these amazing appetizers and all these great drinks, and I can't wait to eat them all. And although you may just be sharing your thoughts and excitement with your friends, what you're also doing by saying that is setting an intention. And the intention that you're setting there is to eat everything that you want to drink everything that you want to. So what I'd like you to do instead is to set a different intention. Set the intention to enjoy the food that you want to enjoy at the party, enjoy the drinks that you want to, but also set the intention not to overindulge, to enjoy the things that you do choose to eat, but not to overeat. So set whatever intention makes sense for you. If the intention is, okay, this year I'm not going to eat all the desserts that are available, which maybe you did last year, or if the intention is I'm not going to have as many glasses of wine as I normally do, whatever makes sense for where you are in your journey and what your goals are. Set a clear intention. Now this second point might seem a little counterintuitive, but the second step is to eat before you go. Now, a lot of us have this idea that if we're going to a party or an event that we know there's going to be a lot of food, what we often choose to do is to limit the amount of food or calories that we consume throughout the day with the idea that, I'm going to save my calories for the party. And that's actually a really good recipe for overindulging, making choices that you might not normally, and really not having the same level of control over your choices, because we all know what it feels like to be hangry, right? When we're hangry, it's a lot more difficult to make mindful choices about anything, but especially about what we're going to eat next in that moment when we're really just trying to get rid of that hunger. So what I encourage you to do is actually eat normally throughout the day until the event, and maybe even eat shortly before the event so that you're not starving when you get there. Because this will give you the presence of mind, because you're not thinking about food, you're not super hungry, to be able to make mindful choices as you navigate the party. So step number 3 is walk the room. So I don't know if this happened to you, but you go into a party, you see all this incredible food, you make a beeline for this one amazing thing that you said, oh, I definitely have to have that appetizer or cheesecake, or sorry, I got something in my eye, or whatever it may be, and you go and you eat that, and then you go and look around and discover that there are so many other delicious, beautiful dishes that you'd like to enjoy. Now, you've already indulged in this one thing, so maybe you feel like you don't have a whole lot of bandwidth or room or calories or room in your stomach for much else. So we want to avoid that, and we want to focus your choices on the things that you are most going to enjoy. So I encourage you, before you make a decision about what you're going to eat, have a look around. Find all the available choices and zero in on 1 or 2 items that you think you will get the most pleasure, the most joy, the most deliciousness out of, and focus on those. Once you've decided what you're going to eat, I also encourage you to choose the smallest plate that you can. And luckily at a lot of these parties, the intention is for you to have appetizer size portions, so they usually give you a small plate anyway, so you're usually pretty lucky there. But if there are options of plate sizes, choose the smallest one that you can. I encourage you to put first on that plate your chosen vegetables. So yeah, you're gonna walk the room, you're gonna decide the things that you really, really want. One of those things at least should be a vegetable, or a vegetable medley of some kind. So fill about half of your plate with those veggies, and then whatever protein you really love, whether it's some kind of chicken or quail or steak or fish, whatever it is that's available, put a little bit of that on your plate as well, and then enjoy them. Eat them, enjoy them, take your time. If you're able to, find a nice quiet spot to sit with yourself or a friend or someone new that you met, where you can really relax and enjoy the food and conversation. Oh, and also with that, eat your veggies first. Make that the first thing that you eat at your holiday party. And I actually encourage you to do that even when you're not at holiday parties, when you're eating at home or eating out. Start with veggies first. It sets the stage for your flavor preferences, and it sets the stage for making healthy choices throughout. Now, the 4th step, and this is, I think, one of the most important of the 4 steps, and this has to do with seconds, because who doesn't go back for seconds at a holiday party? I know I do. So if I'm doing it, I'm pretty sure you're doing it too, right? And I want you to know it's perfectly fine to go back for seconds. It's okay. You know, you enjoy it, it's delicious, you want a little more. But when you decide to go back for seconds, I want you to do this first, or go through this cycle. The seconds cycle is what I like to call it. So the first thing you do is just pause and breathe and center yourself and decide, are you really hungry? Do you really, really need or want another plate? And if the answer to that is yes, great. Move on to the next step, which is have a tall glass of water. Have a tall glass of water, enjoy it, and then mingle with guests at the party for about 5 minutes. Then go back and get your small plate, fill it with some veggies, the same veggies that you enjoyed, eat those, and then enjoy the party for about 5 minutes. If you still want something else, go back for another protein option that you really enjoy. Have that, wait 5 minutes, mingle in the party, and then let's just say there's a little sweet treat that you want to have after that. You can go ahead and do that. Have a small piece of pie or cake or something really small that you really, really enjoy. Take your time when you eat it. Take small bites. Really think about, how does it taste? How does it feel in your mouth? What are the textures? What are the flavor nuances? What does it smell like? How do you feel while you're eating it? So really be present in the enjoyment of that sweet treat. And then you've gone through the cycle. You've paused and reflected about, do you really need or want something else to eat? You've then had a glass of water, then you've had veggies first, then you've had a protein, then if you would like, you can have a little sweet treat. And then if you go through all of that and you still feel like you want something else, you just start the cycle over again. Pause and breathe, reset, center yourself, have some water, have some veggies, have a protein, and go through the cycle again. Now, most of us aren't really able to go through that cycle more than once or twice generally, I find. And doing that cycle gives you some pause and space through which to really think about what you're eating and figure out how much, how little, and what. Because oftentimes I think we go back for seconds more so out of impulse than out of need or really a mindful choice. So when you go through the second cycle, it gives you a little time and space to feel and think about how much and what you want to eat. And it also sets you up for eating the most healthy things first. So the water, then the veggies, then the protein, then the sweet or carb. So that's it. Really 4 super simple tips to help you navigate your holiday parties. And just to recap them, the first is to set your intention. And setting your intention is always the first step because it's creating a certain mindset. It's creating your intentions, your goals for whatever situation you're going into. So that is definitely number 1, set your intention. Number 2, eat before you go. Don't arrive to these parties hungry because it's so much more likely that you will make food and beverage choices that you wouldn't normally if you weren't hungry. Number 3, walk the room. Make sure you know all the different choices that are available before you zero in on those few items that you will really enjoy the most. And then number 4, follow that seconds rule cycle. So go through the cycle if you decide that you want to have seconds. Start with a breath and pause and thought around, do I really need or want something else to eat? If the answer is yes, start with a glass of water. Nice tall glass, not a little sample glass, big glass of water. Mingle for 5 minutes or so, go back for veggies. Mingle for 5 minutes or so, go back for a protein. Mingle for 5 minutes or so, go in for that sweet treat. And then if you still need to go in again, start from the beginning again. So I hope you find this really helpful as you're navigating your holiday parties. I would love to know from you which of these 4 steps really resonates with you or feels like something that would help you as you're going through your holiday parties and having fun. Which one feels the most difficult? I'd love to know that. And if you have any ideas or strategies that you use yourself now, please go ahead and share those in the comments too. And hey, Katie, nice to see you. So I'll be back tomorrow at noon for more quick tips on how to navigate the holiday season with more ease and grace and freedom from guilt and weight gain. Talk to you soon. Bye.